continue eating. Enjoy your food. Again, let's hear it from members of Local 150 who prepared the food, who delivered the food. So I'm going to have some remarks here tonight. Before we start these remarks, can you bring out what's under your chair, please? Where's Wendy? Okay, so Tish James kind of messed up our game a little bit here. Today is Wendy's birthday, so we were going to sing. We already sang to her. What we'd like to do though is there is a gift in there for you, and that is from the board of the Greater Syracuse Labor Council for you, just to say happy birthday and thank you for all that you do for us. And a little later we're going to have cake. We got cake too, so there you go. And also, for many of you who know Marty Masterpole, it's actually his birthday today too. So, you know, instead of giving him a gift, we're going to give him the gift of laughter. And of course, at his expense. No, he's not. He's on vacation. So. Okay, so brothers and sisters, I just want to thank everyone for coming to our annual awards dinner tonight. I hope that each of you take the opportunity to enjoy one another's company and have an enjoyable time. So, I'm going to ask you a question. Chris Calabello, why are we here tonight? Why are we here?
To celebrate unionism and labor.
There you go! Hey, that was a great answer. You see, you get a person that's a leader in the labor movement, and they have the right answer. Yes, but it's not just to celebrate those in the labor movement, it's to celebrate all of work. Yeah. The reason we recognize workers who are making a difference in our community. Because we need to remember that to celebrate work, because it's too easy to lose sight of these everyday efforts, especially in these times when we are bombarded daily with disheartening news. Our country is the wealthiest country in the world, but all wealth is created by work. Without workers, our country has nothing. No education, no roads, no infrastructure, no health care, no goods, no services, nothing. Workers are the foundation that everything this country produces. No wealth is created without the work of everyone in this room and all the workers throughout this country. We are integral to the success of our country, and we deserve the respect, the rewards, the accolades that go with that success. And yet, in our country, the powers that be, whether it be in the public or the private sectors, do not value labor. We have an administration in Washington that is actively working to disempower and silence workers and the organizations that represent the workforce. There are those who are determined to usher in the second Gilded Age, where workers' share of success shrinks to nothing. But we are here, brothers and sisters, to say that we have taken our blows, but we will continue to fight for what is rightfully ours. We have a vision that is counter to those who wish to concentrate this country's wealth into only a select few pockets. We all contribute to the success of this country, and we all deserve that fair share. That is why we must continue to raise our voices, not just in opposition, but in praise of those advancing the interests of labor. So that is why tonight, brothers and sisters, we are highlighting a few workers who are doing great work for our council. Each brings something unique to our efforts on behalf of workers. We have Kathy. Kathy, we see a woman who's a longtime activist who has created a family working together with her co-workers. She exemplifies building a community and power within our union. Where's Chevelle? Where's Chevelle at? There's Chevelle over there. We see a woman who exemplifies our work in the community to help those in need. As we are part of the community, we cannot stay in our union halls and union offices. We need to be reaching out. So that is also why we are highlighting the work of Carrie and King. Carrie reaching out to veterans and King reaching out to communities of color to make sure that we represent the community that surrounds all of us. And we cannot forget those who have built our movement, which is why we are honoring Bill tonight. In fact, if you have won an award in these past years, would you please stand? You need to be recognized. Please stand. Alan. Marshall. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Helen. Thank you all. Teresa, thank you. So these people are examples of what we need to do each and every day. So it's going to strike me, especially tonight when you hear the awardees, we did videos of each one of them. And what you're going to hear is a theme about each of these awardees. They were asked by their co-workers to get involved. It is important that we do not let what we are saying here tonight stay here. Please take the time, get to know one another, because the work that we do is not done in a vacuum. The work that we do is the work that makes our community, our home, a great place to live, learn, and work. So your challenge as you leave here is to talk to your coworkers, ask them to get involved. We are more powerful when we all work together. So brothers and sisters, again, I want to thank you for coming tonight to help celebrating work and celebrating these great workers. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce to you a good friend of ours for many, many years, has been the MC for many years, our friend, Judge Cecil.
That was a lot of energy. I'm going to bring this room right down again. Okay. I want to thank the Labor Council again for asking me to MC this. It's a little different following up with Mark, as I said before. You know, Mark's made a career out of just yelling at people, and which is great. I mean, it's pretty exciting stuff. So we're here obviously to honor some great people that are members of Labor, and so I just want to touch a little bit about some people that are here in the room and some that aren't, in no particular order. But we might as well start with Marty Masterful. I know he's not here. I just texted Marty. He is on vacation. But today is Marty's birthday, and I think we can all agree that last November, on Election Day, Marty got the greatest birthday gift he's ever going to get in his life by winning the countywide race for comptroller. And it's pretty ironic that Marty actually won because the other guys played more golf than Marty. It's one of those great ironies in life that Marty was able to do that and turn one of his weaknesses into a strength. We also, one of the people that we have here tonight is John Mannion, who's our candidate for New York State Senate. John. As many of you know, John's a teacher. One of the things he did was he taught 2 years ago, he taught Bob Antonacci that he didn't want to have to run every 2 years against John Mannion. So he ran for a judicial position. One of the other things a lot of people don't realize is that John is such a good teacher. This January, 2nd of January, he actually showed Bob Antonacci where the courtrooms were and what they looked like. Come on, people. We gotta Maybe a little Ricky Gervais tonight. Yes. So, you know, I mean, I know we've got other folks here. Scott Butler's here. Scott is now, you're working for DOT? And are you working on Interstate 81? Great. I mean, I'm hoping that you do a better job on that than you did on Dave Leslie's last campaign. All this material was written by Mark Spatafor. In case you're wondering, none of it's me. I know we got a table of county legislators back there. You know, I see some guests back there as well with them. We got Diane Dwyer and Penny Chase. I saw them earlier getting a drink to Chris Ryan, and all I could think of was arsenic and Old Lace. And I'm really worried about Chris here. You're starting to warm up. You're starting to get the drinks. They're starting the alcohol. Starting to get there. Yeah. So, before I left the house tonight, my wife said, "Be careful." And I said, "I think the roads are pretty dry." She goes, "I'm not worried about you driving. I'm worried about your mouth." And that's why she doesn't attend these things. with me. We had our Attorney General here, Tish James. I know that she actually had to catch a flight at 7:30. Mark alluded to it earlier with regard to the airport, and Tish is a great Attorney General. She's still getting to know all of us and getting to know Upstate. And I think the reason she left tonight is I think she's under the understanding that our airport closes on Thursdays until Monday. For Upstate. But she's, like I said, she's doing a great job, and she loves coming upstate, or Central New York, as we like to call it. I think we're going to go ahead and give out the first award, if we want to do that. And the first award, we're going to have a video, and then the awardee will come up. And as Mark said, we are still from Ralph Lake, and he did a 45-minute speech. We're still paying nonsense for that stuff. And this is what will happen if they go over.
In the city of Syracuse School District. I actually quit school at 16, and then I got this job when I was like 29, and I became a union member in 1984 as soon as I was hired. I started with CSEA in 1984. What got me involved in the union more was Lori Nielsen took me to a union meeting. And what got me more involved in the union was there were some issues that were going on that I thought were unfair. I filed a grievance and it really didn't go anywhere. So, because then I found out that somehow the agency lost my grievance. So I refiled it, and then I got the fire burning in me. What does a union member mean to me? CSEA is like my family. I have my born-to family, and then I have my acquired family. CSEA is, I know a lot of people say that, but CSEA really is my family. I spend a lot of time doing CSEA work. The members and moving the union forward is like a major priority for me. Who mentored me? I was mentored by Lori Nielsen. I was mentored by very many of the presidents and officers that I had worked with in the past, and continue today to be mentored by our president of our local 414, I gotta say that. And the officers and even the members that I work with every day, I learn something and take away something from them every day. What does this award mean to me for Activist of the Year? First of all, I feel so undeserving of it, but this means to me like it portrays every member and officer and new members to come. I accept in their honor, and hopefully for my local 414 too, and hopefully I am deserving of it, and prove that I'm more deserving of it, and move people forward. And I don't know what else to say. Hopefully that they'll be here someday and moving the union forward. I would like to thank the Greater Syracuse Labor Council for this award. I am so humbled by it. And you know, I would like to thank my local 414 and CSEA, and I would just like to hope that, you know, the members move forward, keep it going. Our local's over 100 years old. I would like to see it last another 100, and just to get new members involved and get them active, and just keep them busy, you know, and to help anybody we can, any local, not just ours, but any local along the way, and any union along the way. We got to just be stronger and stronger.
Come on, Kathy.
Come on up, Kathy.
get your hoodie.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. You want to say one more thing?
I do. Oh,
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, you rock. I can't thank you to the region, to my local 414, President John Page, all of our officers, and obviously the Greater Syracuse Labor Council, and Lori Nielsen for starting the fire in me. Thank you.
I'm looking at you. One more. One more? Okay. Thank you.
And I promised my daughter I wouldn't cry, damn it.
Come on down. You want to do a joke or then we'll get going? Okay. Get over here.
Let's hear it again for Kathy Kelly.
Wait, you two, one more time.
There you go. Come on.
Shut up, it's never too late.
Next is Carrie Hill.
So, as you know, Dave Squeezy's over here doing the computer, and after that last thing, we started it too quickly. We did take all the dinner rolls away from this table, so he should just be able to concentrate on that. Sorry. One of the things that happened this last year, other than Marty Masterpole surprisingly winning, was the state legislature did pass some different laws and things like that. And one of the things, as a judge, I wanted to let you know that I'm in slacks and a blazer, and I normally would have worn a suit to this, but based upon the new bail reform, how they've taken away the discretion of the judges, Thursdays is when I have to wear a blue blazer as a judge. It's all a set schedule. We have no discretion. Anyway, that's not really a joke. Anyway, just kidding. No, seriously, I wanted to show you, I wanted to demonstrate what they did with regard to the new bail reform and everything. And trust me, the bail system in New York State was definitely broken, and it definitely needed to be fixed. Okay, I want everybody to know that. Me, as a judge for 20 years, I certainly understand that. But let me just show you, in demonstrative purposes, it's going to be a little humorous. In the 70s, they instituted the Rockefeller drug laws, which were pretty draconian. This was basically the gavel that the judges got to use once they did the Rockefeller drug laws, okay? They reformed the Rockefeller drug laws several years ago, and this was the gavel that the judges got to use then, okay? So now, they did the new bail statutes, and this is now the gavel that the judges get to use when they're deciding cases.
How funny.
So, with that being said, I'd like to do our Unsung Hero Award, and the next one is Carrie Eldridge, right?
Yep.
Go ahead, Dave, come on. Let's go.
There we go.
Hi, my name is Jerry Eldridge. I'm born in a small little town in Hyde, Kentucky. I later graduated high school in the year 1990 from Cato Meridian Central. Upon graduating, I then enlisted in the United States Air Force. And after being honorably discharged, I had a job at a steel mill where I was hired as a union millwright. And on day one, I was handed my union dues checkoff card. How did I become involved in the union? There was an opening, after working at the mill for several months, there was an opening on the grievance committee. I had been attending the meetings, and I approached the career board, said I'm interested in filling the spot for the grievance position. So I ended up being appointed. After being appointed, I'll never forget my first third step grievance meeting. We go in, we talk about the grievance for approximately 5-10 minutes, and then the remainder of the time was spent on remember this, remember that, 20 years ago of history, and it didn't make sense to me. We really didn't successfully go over the material on the grievance, and I had no closure. At that point, I realized that our local needed to change. And I decided to run for local youth president, which I was elected. I was the youngest elected president in my local at 23 years of age. I'm one of the recipients of the Unsung Hero Award, receiving this award for creating the Veterans Council AFL-CIO for the Greater Syracuse Labor Council. What does this award mean to me? First, this award brings to the forefront and recognition that veterans' battles are not done when they get discharged from the United States military. There's always ongoing processes or ways that we can help our veterans. Two, it continues to bring to the forefront that as labor leaders and as we go out in different organizations and help, we cannot forget to help our veterans or be in a position to offer a lending hand. What does being a union member mean to me? Simple. It boils down to this. Every day as a union member or as a union official, you will make decisions that affect somebody's lives and potentially their families. And to me, there's no greater responsibility. Who has helped and or mentored me to be a union leader? First, it's the membership and the members that I service who have helped me become a better leader for sure. Second, it's the labor leaders' shoulders that I stand on, and the instinct, the traits, the knowledge they've passed on to me, I guess would be the mentors. And I guess lastly, I would say that the great steelworker office that I work in, all the former leaders and the current leader JV has helped me be who I am. I'd like to thank the Greater Syracuse Labor Council for honoring me with this award. Second, I'd like to thank President Mark Spada for having the foresight and the realization that we need to assist and help our veterans in the Syracuse area. If you are an individual, brother or sister, who would like to get involved in assisting us with helping the veterans in this area, please come to attend one of our meetings. They're once a month at the United Steelworkers Hall. An individual with a drive and compassion to help others in the area.
Barry Eldridge.
Excuse me. Very humbled, very honored. Thank you. This is not by no means an individual effort. I wouldn't be up on this stage without the great dedicated core group that attended every meeting we had. Natalie, Diane, Jones is. Look, it really just turn out to our meeting. We're going to officially change it. It'll be the third Monday of every month. It's at the hall, 5:30. We can really make a difference. Again, come to the meeting. I look at it like this in the short. What we're asking is to sacrifice a small part of your time for individuals who have sacrificed so much for us to be able to do what we want to do. For us to be labor leaders in the labor community. We owe it to our veterans. Thank you.
Good job. There you go. Take a picture. Another joke?
I would be remiss if I didn't point out that Linda and Van Robinson are here. Linda and Van, welcome. It's good to see you in person and not on a cruise. Unfortunately, Van does think he's sitting at the captain's table right now, so Linda's got to get him home soon. But our next Unsung Hero Award goes to King Davis.
is King Solomon Davis. I was born here in Syracuse, New York. I attended schools in Deerfield Beach, Syracuse, and Pompano Beach, Florida. I became a union employee when I went to work for New York State in 1986. I got involved with the union because the local president came and asked me if I would help them with grievances. I didn't know anything about grievances at the time, so I advised him of that and he said that he could give me all the training that I needed. I took the training, and the next thing I knew, I was a grievance rep and was appointed chair of the grievance committee. Being a union member always meant security to me. It meant family, union family, and security. Knowing that I had a job that I could not be terminated from just for any particular reason, and knowing that I had security of a pension and would be able to support myself throughout my life and the benefits that the union provides.
CSCA, a positive force throughout New York State for nearly a century. 265 gallons of fuel.
Dedicated. Keeping our skills sharp.
Our knowledge current. Doing the job right.
Doing the job right.
Our union fight. Decent benefits, fairness,
And respect.
quality. A better community for all. Our reputation, New York's leading youth.
We've earned
was mainly my mother. My mother always said I could do anything that I wanted to do. She also said I was born to lead, which is why I guess they named me King. She was my mentor. I wanted to make sure that I was doing things to make her happy, and she always said, get a state job. She worked for the state of New Jersey, and she said, get that state job for me. I'm receiving the Unsung Hero Award tonight because I guess that's for the things that I've done that someone has recognized. I'm not here before recognition. I do the things I do because I'm trying to help and I feel that I can be of help. But this award, having this award, it means a lot to me. Something I never expected, something that I've always will treasure for the rest of my life. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank the Labor Council and everyone that got me here tonight. All the union members, all the people throughout all my years that I've worked with. I want to thank everyone that has helped me. And I also would like to let people know that we need help. CBTU, your local union, we all need help. Everyone that can help in many ways. You don't have to be a professional. You can help in many ways, in different ways. And I ask that you all get involved in some way. Get involved with your community events, programs, attend events. We need your help, and support is all that makes a big difference.
I just have to thank everybody for this. This is such a surprise to me because I really didn't expect this. I never done anything for recognition. But I want to also recognize the people that have helped me get here and help CBTU get revitalized in the area. And that would be like SCIU, UAW, many unions. UAW, several different unions. They told me I couldn't bring my speech tonight, so I didn't have it. I'm trying to wing it and remember what I wrote. But again, I want to thank everybody that helped me get here tonight, and again, I'm just trying to help people, and that's all I want to do. I'm not trying to get any type of more recognition. I just want to help. And CBTU needs members. CBTU, we're still looking for members. You don't have to be black to join the Coalition of Black Trade Unions. You don't have to be a trade union. You just have to be a member of a union, a retiree of a union, and want to have a desire to help your community. That's all we require, and that's all we're looking for. So again, thank you very much, everybody.
I think I've only met King once before, and when I sat down at the table, I thought I was sitting next to Dr. Ben Carson. Yes? So the other person I saw here was Helen Hudson. I have no jokes about Helen Hudson because she scares me a little. And so, I believe, I'm positive I'm her second favorite Judge Cecil, and there's no way I'm moving up to number one. So I've resolved myself to that, but that's fine. So our next award is the Charlie McNackey Award for Community Service, and that goes to Chevelle Edwards.
There you go.
My name is Chevelle Edwards, and I'm a Syracuse native, born and raised here in Syracuse. I'm a graduate of Syracuse University, and upon graduation, I became employed with Chrysler Corporation, and this is also where I became a UAW member in 1996. Actually, I am a second-generation union member, but both of my parents served in the union. My father was a Teamster, and my mother was also a UAW member, where she retired after 30 years of service from Chrysler Corporation. I got involved with my union after being encouraged to attend a union meeting. So one night after work, I attended a meeting, and I was encouraged to join one of the committees. So under the direction of Tony Nesci, I joined the Political Action Committee, and I also joined the Veterans Committee and the Women's Committee. What does being a union member mean to me? It means a lot to be a union member. I've learned so much as being a member of UAW, especially being able to be a part of the Region 9 organizing team, organizing casino workers down in Atlantic City. It showed me the benefits that I have as being a union member. It showed me what people, my fellow brothers and sisters have fought for, that I'm benefiting from today. And it has allowed me to join the fight to help so that there'll be a better day for the future generations of our union. Who mentored me as being a UAW member? First of all, I have to mention Tony Nesci. I initially worked with on our Political Action Committee. He encouraged me, he showed me, he sent me to Albany to lobby. Without Tony Nesci, I don't think I would have had a UAW career. Secondly, I'd like to mention Helen Hudson. It was under her leadership that Martin Luther King Day of Service. She wanted it to be a day of service, a day on, not a day off. So it was her idea to start a clothing drive. And 20 years later, it has grown into an event with over 200 volunteers servicing 10 different organizations and agencies in our community. Next, I'd like to mention Mark Barbie, who I had the pleasure of working with down in Atlanta to help them get a contract. And lastly, I'd like to mention John O'Hara, who has been serving as our UAW retirement president. But I just want to say, without the solidarity of my UAW Local 624 brothers and sisters, I wouldn't be who I am today. What does the award mean to me? And the Charlie McNackey Community Service Award means a lot because it just shows that work that is being done in our community is being recognized. This is a we award, not a me award, because if it's a community service effort, that means it's more than one person doing the work. I'd just like to thank all those who have served with me, who continue to work with me, and who continue to give. I would just like to thank the Greater Syracuse Labor Council for being recognized for this award. I'd like to thank my UAW brothers and sisters, just my union brothers and sisters in general that have walked with me, fought with me, and continue to fight with me. And if you haven't already, get involved with your local union, join a committee, attend labor council meetings. Let's get involved and stay union strong.
Proclamation from the town to Montgomery. So, do you want to say just a few words?
Okay. Thank you, everyone. This is such an honor to be recognized by our legal counsel and for everyone who came out tonight to support us. Like I said in the video, this is not a me award. This is a we award because it took lots of people pushing me on. Ellen Hudson, I couldn't thank her enough. Since day one, we started working together at Chrysler Corporation. Since day one, I've been hanging with her. And I've learned so much from her. There's so many other people that I didn't get a chance to thank. Mark Spatafore, thank you. Directing us from the original CBTU in Syracuse, taking us down to Washington, D.C. We were talking about our trip where we got stranded on the highway in an ice storm.
Yeah.
Thank you. And there are so many other people. Like I said, our UAW brothers and sisters, our plant is closed, but we're still union strong.
There's another slide. Yep, so now we're doing the bingo and the, yep.
Okay, so before we get to our final award of the night, we're going to do our bingo prizes and then also our 50-50 before we get to that. So,
Yeah, so we'll do our 50-50.
we'll do our 50-50 first.
Draw the winning ticket.
So you could just tell them that we're a little short on food, so we are accepting checks for the food bank.
Okay.
All right, winning ticket number is 628339. Oh, and the winning pot is $220. And proceeds from this go to the food bank, our account up at the food bank. 628339. Oh!
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, so not too many of you participated in our bingo game. And that's too bad because there's some prizes here. So the first prize goes to Shalonda Harris from SEIU 1199.
Come on up. What? You being shy now? Come on up.
Play with the kids.
There we go. Yeah, and it's the city of Syracuse one.
Oh, okay.
You know how much these cost?
Game night.
There we go, game night. Ready? There we go. All set.
Thank you.
The second prize goes to Paul Jones from CSEA. And that team is going great time. They're both Rose Bowl prizes. And they came all the way from Rome to this dinner.
Yeah, let's hear it for them.
So this is a book by Stephen Greenhouse, Beaten Down, Worked Up, The Past, Present, Future American Labor. Right? Right? There. Thank you. Oh, thank you, brother.
The third prize is to Betty Jo Johnson from CSEA.
Come on up, Betty Jo. This is a $50 gift certificate to the Syracuse Cultural Workers. Yeah, so there's a catalog right inside, so you can order online.
I used to live in
Oh, and on Lodi?
Yeah, well, yes, I think so. They're around there.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yes.
And last but certainly not least, Charles G. from SEIU.
It's Charles G.
Oh, sorry. He's not an SEIU member, but that's okay. We like
Come on up.
him
You got a $10 gift card to Glazed and Confused Donuts.
Oh, I appreciate it.
There you go. Ready? Look. There we go.
All right,
All yours. Thank you.
All right.
So,
Thanks for playing it. Next year, there will be more people who will play something. The purpose of this game, for those of you that didn't understand it, is for people to mingle and find these people that are on these cards and get to know other people outside of your own little sphere. So it was to get you out of your comfort zone, but a lot of people stayed in their comfort zone anyway, but that's okay.
so next year,
Next year, you know what it is.
you're going to know what it is because we're going to do it again because we are stronger together and stronger when you have not just all 1199 or all CSEA or UAW in your own tables, but when you mix and match all the way around. So that was perfect. We'll do it next year.
So, congratulations to all the winners of the prizes. We're about to get to the final award of the night. I have one quick story for you. It's a true story, as far as you know. So there was a member of Greg Lancett's union that was having trouble getting a job, and the person was totally qualified for the job. The person was a very good worker, very good at what he did. However, he had problems interviewing. He would panic and he would just freeze during the interview. So Greg says, I'll go to the interview with you. I said, all right. So they go to the interview. Now the employer's a little nervous because Greg's there. So he's got to try to figure out how to make sure he can hire this guy if he can. So he says this and he goes, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. If you answer all 3 questions correctly, you can have the job. The guy says, okay. The guy's sweating because he's just so nervous and he freezes. So the employer says, first question, how many days of the week begin with the letter T? The guy's sitting there, and Greg's looking down, and the guy's sitting there, and all of a sudden the guy goes, 2. The employer goes, 2? He says, yeah, today and tomorrow. The employer goes, no, technically, okay, I'll give you that. That's one question. Goes, how many months are there in a year? The guy's sitting there, looking around, trying to calculate in his head, and he says, 3. Greg kind of rolls his eyes. The employer says, what do you mean 3? The guy says, last month, this month, and next month. The employer goes, all right, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Last question. What's 2 plus 1? The guy goes, well, that's easy. It's 3. And Greg Lancettett goes, no, come on, give him another chance. Give him another question. Please, give him something else. So what it means is, so for those of you who don't understand it, Greg couldn't add 2 plus 1. So it wasn't a truth, it was a joke. Put that on? All right, fine.
Let's hear it for Judge Cecil.
You know, fine. Everyone comes through city court sooner or later. It's fine. Hey, at least John Tacko didn't refuse to shake my hand like he did John O'Hara's, right? Anyway. Our final award of the night is the Bernie Joseph Legend Award. Goes to Bill Spreaker.
I'm Bill Spreaker. I'm president of the Central New York chapter of the New York State Alliance for Retired Americans, also vice president of NYSET Retiree Council 7. I was born in Auburn, New York, but I've lived in Oswego, Fulton, Sterling, and now in Baldwinsville. And I used to work at many manufacturing plants years and years ago. I worked at Electromote, Remington Electromote in Auburn, New York. I worked in Sylvania Picture Tube plant in Seneca Falls, New York. And I worked making patio furniture right in Baldwinsville, New York, before I became a teacher for 34 years in the Hannibal Central School District. The thing that actually got me involved in the union was the Taylor Law, because prior to the Taylor Law, our union was really an association. And if we wanted a raise, we could go to the school board and beg for a raise. If they gave us a raise, it was great. If they didn't, we had to live with it. And then the union came along and said, we are just as powerful as management, and we can sit across the table and make demands. And we did. And for the first time, we got some decent contracts, and we got some increases in money. Because at that time, we actually had one teacher who had 4 kids, and he was on food stamps.
I'm here with Bill Spreeder. Let me say one thing. You see all this money? You see this? It's money. There's only one thing. There's only one thing better than this money, and that's what Bill Spreeder does. K-12 community colleges, and he's going to collect more money than this with little coke. I love you. Thank you, Jeff.
Being a union member actually means that we are in this together. All our working families are in this together. And I count teachers as working families too, because we started from a low end in terms of pay and respect, and we fought very hard to get pay and respect, and we finally have achieved it. But everyone needs to be on board. Everyone needs to be able to achieve the American dream, so to speak. And that's why unions are there, to achieve the American dream, to get it finally for everyone. And as they say, too much is given, much is owed. And that's what we're doing.
Those people who vote against health care, not only for seniors, but for the generations coming up. Our priorities are skewed. Health care is the most important priority.
Doug Matusik was probably my first mentor, and he was the NYSED assigned labor relations specialist that helped us negotiate many of our contracts. And it's because of him that we're on the membership. Another person who helped me tremendously, especially when I became involved in the New York State Alliance for Retired Americans, was Jerry Latirso. Jerry, everybody knows him. He taught me something about social justice and expanding the extent of the labor movement that I'd never heard before. And as a result of that, I think we've become a better organization as the New York State Alliance for Retired Americans. The Bernie DeJoseph Award is a great honor, and I thank Mark Spatafor and the Greater Syracuse Labor Council for this award.
Let me see if we had pictures of
I want to make it clear, though, that the award is not merely for me. It's for our organization, the New York State Alliance for Retired Americans. We're fighting for all Americans. We're fighting for those on the picket lines. We're fighting for those who need Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. We're fighting for those who need prescription drug prices lowered. We're fighting for those who are on disability. We're fighting for those who need supplemental income. There are people out there that need the kinds of things that retirees can help with, and that's why we're there. There's something to be said about the union movement and what it really means to everyone, including our community. And that can be illustrated when we take a look at what happened to Oswego County during the Great Recession. Those power plants were going to close. 1,500 jobs would have been lost. And other jobs that depended on the power plant would have been gone. And this was happening to a county that had one of the highest unemployment rates in the state. The unions came together, the teachers union, all the other unions came together, the community came together. And they worked to save those jobs and to save a county that sorely needed those jobs. This is what happens when the union movement works together in the community and can do some good to save an entire county.
Stop. Go ahead, give me the awards. So say who this is.
To present the award is who is Bernie's niece.
Congratulations, Bill. Thank you.
Council, I really appreciate this award. I want to thank my colleagues at the NICET table over there who helped me work with you. You're great people. And I want you, everyone in this room, if you know of a teacher who helped you, a teacher that you liked and respected and made a difference in your life, make sure you thank that teacher.
Thank you.
Thank that teacher. And I got one right there. One of my students, far exceeded me, Henry Greenwich, CSEA. All right, Henry, a student and colleague, and another one. I love birthing these union people. And the next one is Bill Scott, STA. All right. Done well, guys. And I know there are other people out there who've done well. I want to thank my family, especially my wife over here, who's tolerated me and going on and remember, the retirees are there for you. And remember what was accomplished in Oswego County. When unions work together, when the community works together, we can make a difference in this country, and we can make sure that labor is ascendant, not descendant. Thank you very much. Let's hear it for Bill.
Don't sit down. So, just a few quick announcements. For those of you that didn't bring food tonight, but you want to make a contribution, see John O'Hara over there. You make a cash donation or write a check, and he'll take it for you. Number two, Teresa Cummings over here, who was my secretary treasurer, Cummings Young, 5 years cancer-free. And all of these videos tomorrow are going to be posted onto the Greater Syracuse Labor Council Facebook site, so if you haven't liked it yet, please do. Wendy, are we all set to go? We're all ready. So, to end the night, we're going to be singing Solidarity Forever. Everybody stand and sing. Wendy. There we go.
Somebody shaking my hand.
About time.
Yeah.
Mr. Cecil, Your Honor.
Yes.